All right, so I saw an advertisement on my Instagram, I believe. I don't know which social media it was on. I think Instagram. Um, for an AI bot, like social worker, basically, a counselor, a mental health thing, where it's an app where you basically type out your problems or talk to an AI and they give you advice back. And I mean, in a way, that's kind of what I'm doing with these YouTube videos, and in a way, it's kind of similar to prayer. I mean, unless you believe there's someone on the other side. If you do, I'm not knocking that, but it's also like journaling. So, I mean, there is definitely something there that functions when you articulate and thresh out a problem either verbally or through writing. So, I mean, there definitely could be something there. It could be a tool that people use. But also, it's a little bit dystopian. I mean, it's kind of like we've ruled out people in we're replacing people with robots. We're having these apps at work track what we're doing. Like, I mean, the Amazon warehouses, they track your bathroom breaks and stuff for productivity. And now, kind of, counselors and HR are going to be not actually real people. So you're basically going to be talking to a wall. So it's a little bit dystopian in that sense. And then, I mean, paradoxically, everyone has a coworker at work that they talk to and they kind of view as a work friend. Most people do, at least. But you don't want to really hang out with them outside of work. So, I mean, it's not even something I can really complain about because I don't know if I would really be able to let down my guard and open up to another person at this point in my life. I think it's kind of like we're institutionalized in that way, where we're very individualistic. And I think it might be just how people are, and it might just be like a lot of people are complaining about this. It's not just me, and it's a narrative online. And maybe it's an echo chamber on my algorithm because I'm getting a lot of YouTube videos that are talking similarly to how I'm talking now, which is another risk, but of the algorithms and such. To actually go off on a little bit of a tangent there, that one video I had talking about the failure of my YouTube channel, my regrets of it, and I hashtag algorithm. Just putting hashtag algorithm, I think I'm at like 2.3 K on that one video. A lot of people said in the comments they support the channel. They didn't subscribe. They just watched that one video. So it's maybe I'm going to just start going hashtag algorithm on my videos, but that's just a little bit of a side note. But back to this, the point of the video is it seems dystopian to me. I think it's with I don't want to get too sexual here, but with fleshlights. I don't have one, but and now this AI kind of counseling and AI sex bots and the way pornography is, I think we are actually going to get to a point where people are having like these robotic sex dolls and things like that. Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, somebody who has a 40-hour work week with overtime, they're working 50 hours a week. And if they don't have social skills to get a woman, I mean, they're going to need some release, some way to release stress. I could see that happening. There is some women out there who definitely like quote unquote alpha male that works those hours and will essentially go with a guy like that doesn't really have time for her too much just because it's financially stable, and there's probably traditional attraction on the female end of that. I know my sister married a heavy duty mechanic that doesn't, well, I think he's retired now and he's much older than her by like 20 years or something, but teach their own. But I mean, I don't know what the point of saying that is, but I just see that I guess it's the same thing that everyone's been noticing. It's kind of the traditional household is gone, and most women wanted out of the traditional household because obviously in the 50s and 60s, women were stuck at home doing the cooking and cleaning and raising the children, and they got really depressed. Doctors basically were giving women Valium and drugs like that, even lobotomies in some severe cases because they were miserable, not leaving the house, probably not getting much sunlight, not much of a social life, a very artificial existence. And now, after that's broken down, the liberation of women, now women in the workforce and men who have to do the dishes themselves, the cooking, the cleaning themselves. And you kind of have to find this partnership in between somewhere. Well, most people do at least. And I think the risk of that in a relationship would be if you move in with a partner and you're both splitting the rent, now your partner's and a roommate, so you're financially bound together. And that's basically common law from whenever you start doing that. And then you break up. Where do you go? Do you move back to with your parents? Do you get a roommate? You don't like the roommate. Maybe the roommate's a crackhead. Not saying that. I mean, so I don't know. This is a bit of a ramble. All my videos are rambles. But I started off talking about this app, the self-help app, and it seems to be replacing human relationships, and that's how I got into talking about this. I mean, personally, I can't have another dog because I'm working and I can't look after the dog. Hoping to get another girlfriend soon. There is a girl that seems to have expressed some interest in me, and I'll see if I can pursue that. And I don't know if I'll try this AI self-help thing because I might as well. I don't know if it's free. I don't know if it costs money, but I might as well just keep doing these. I might as well keep journaling and working out my problems through that rather than doing this. I guess another thing would be privacy. You're talking, where are these going? Is somebody saving these on the other end? Then you have kind of the risk of someone selling your information, your problems. There's a privacy issue. So those are my thoughts on this. I don't know if anyone would agree or if anyone would find this interesting, but I kind of feel like I'm going to crash out soon. I feel like I'm kind of burning the candle at both ends. I'm kind of stressed, and a lot of my stress is for no reason. It's just past traumas that keep coming up, bad habits that were formed when I was younger that aren't going away, ways to get that free dopamine, because I'm not really getting anything that can feed my ego. I always wanted ego death. I always wanted to be as humble as possible, and I had a very pacifist, leftist philosophy for the last 10, 12 years. I mean, like if you look at boxers and the way we idolize champions in boxing and combat sports, and I admire the people that can overcome things and they get hit again and again and they keep coming back, like defensive fighters. But the destroyers such as Mike Tyson, which I did idolize when I was younger, I'm kind of questioning that at this point in my life, because we're basically cheering on for someone who trained extremely hard just to hurt somebody, and we're celebrating somebody who wants to truly hurt somebody. And I don't know if that's a marker of a healthy society. A lot of hate probably would come from the combat sport community for even saying that. It's kind of going into the whole it's human cockfighting thing, and then that's a big debate, and then people will call you a sissy or a beta for even saying something like that. But I feel older than I am. I don't have a lot of fight left in me. And I do feel like I get burnt out every few years and I kind of crash out and have to start over. And I kind of, to quote DMX, I think he said, I see it, I try to avoid it, but it comes. And I feel like that rings true in my life, and I think it happens over and over again, and I keep fighting it. And I'm kind of a defensive fighter metaphorically in my life, and I kind of try to keep people off me, and I try to do the best I can and maintain a positive attitude, smiling at people, saying hello to people, shaking hands, doing my best job at my work, customer service, helping clients out, trying to have a thick skin, trying not to be discouraged, shooting my shots at girls when I can, trying to maintain a family balance at home between my mom and my sisters. I'm kind of trying to correct the sins of my father, so to speak, because he wasn't good to us. He wasn't a worker. He was an alcoholic, maybe schizophrenic. He used to drown animals in a wine drum. He used to feed the family dog its own shit. He was a hoarder. He used to beat me with my clothes off. He used to get punished for wetting the bed when I was 4 years old. I'd get slapped around for laughing. It was a crazy upbringing. And he never had a job. He would just sit around and drink. He would watch porn on his laptop. I think he pulled out his dick and waved it at my mom one time. He used to call her a cunt every day. He used to just sit around watching chick flicks, like Lindsay Lohan movies. Then you go to the mall and he would kind of stare down like 13-year-old girls, like on some pedo stuff. But anyways, don't know why I said that. Just trying to, well, I do know why I said it, because I'm trying my best to be a functional son, brother, and relative, uncle now, and not be like my father, and maintain a happy facade. And the happy facade seems false because I'm very miserable and I'm slowly dying inside every day. I have no one. I'm alone. I'm artificially propped up because I'm very, I guess, weak. I can't really take care of myself properly. I'm prone to huge bouts of depression, and I'm slowly getting over it, and I'm still in the fight. So I'm going to keep applying to different jobs because I'm getting really disrespected and frankly bullied as an adult at the job that I'm at now. But yeah, so anyways, I don't know if this mental health app would be better. I've done counseling, and it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, the counselors don't really pay attention to you. They just kind of say, oh, I understand, I have another client that's saying this, blah, 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 blah. And then they might give you a self-help printout, and then they might refer you to a psychiatrist to get a Prozac prescription or something that'll repress you and then put you further behind. I mean, I went through the whole smoking weed thing, and then that put me like 5 years behind trying to just cope with being a functional stoner, where I'd work a job and then smoke and then just be alone. And I'm not sure what the answer is, because you work 40 hours or more, you come home, you're tired, you can't do anything, you can't socialize, and then you work limited hours, and then there's still something in the way. There's a shyness and an insecurity about me because I just don't know how to approach people outside of a customer service type of environment. I mean, when I'm at work, I can really talk to people easy. When I'm online, I can talk to people easy. When it's one-on-one, I can talk to people pretty easy. In a group setting, I don't know how to fit in. I don't really know how to relax. I'm always on edge because I've always been trying to defend myself. I mean, I spent a little bit of time on the street, nothing crazy, but a little bit of like adolescence, stuff like that. And I mean, yeah, I haven't quite found my way. I haven't quite found how to fit in. I've been writing my poetry, trying to get this channel to do something, which is kind of a futile effort because I am talking to myself and I am oversharing, and this is stuff that typically no one wants to hear. But it does feel good to get off my chest, and that's my rant for the day. And yeah, so everyone keep in the fight. Try to maintain some positivity. Make sure you're talking to people. I'm getting out. I'm talking to people every day. Hello. Even though they don't have the time to really talk or befriend, and I don't know if I'd really want to either, because I don't know how to open up. But not I don't know. Anyways, thank you.